Okay. We're streaming again. We have a webcam, which is technical difficulty number 1. Technical difficulty number 2 is nobody can actually see the game, which, for a game stream, is rather problematic. So, I'm going to remove the game, and I'm going to add the game. Cities Skylines game. Okay, Cities Skylines. Come on, there we go. Right, now I can see OBS. That's interesting. Let's that's really weird. Really weird. So I'm having some real problems here with OBS properly picking up the Cities Skylines game window, which is unusual and particularly problematic because I had it fine at the start of the stream with a little, the stream's about to start screen. It had the game there. So I'm going to remove this again. So I apologise for the technical difficulties on the stream this morning, which I should have ironed out. But if I could see the game when I was doing the little preview screen, then why wouldn't I be able to see the game anyway? Ah, I might have a solution. Stand by. We could be about to see the wonder that is Cities Skylines. Hooray! Right, I think we've got something. Can you see it? Yes, you can. If I change something on the screen, can you see it? Fingers crossed. I'm just watching the stream. Yes, there we go. Okay, good. Right, apologise again for the technical difficulties getting this all set up and going, but it's all running now, which is nice. I'm just going to tweak the monitoring so that I don't hear myself in the headphones, because that is incredibly disconcerting. But there we go, we're all sorted. Okay, so Cities Skylines back again. Haven't played too much this week. Done a few little bits and pieces off stream. But basically the city is almost as it was the last time I played on the stream, which maybe was that last Saturday? Was it a week ago already? I honestly cannot remember. The difference now is, thanks to a Steam sale, I now have some DLC. I have added the Green Cities expansion pack, and I've also added Natural Disasters. Natural Disasters came about very quickly. As you can see, this area here is looking rather forlorn and thin on the ground. We have a water problem over here. We had a tornado rip through the edge of the city here within 5 minutes of me starting to play after putting the Natural Disasters DLC onto the game. And it destroyed the low-lying residential area here, ripped through down here as well, and took out a row of houses before finally petering out over the river, having done some damage to all 3 bridges. So the last time I played off stream, I was pretty much repairing that damage, which is almost done. As you can see, we just need to patch up that water, which is easy enough, and is interesting actually, because the water pipes don't seem to be damaged specifically by tornadoes. Yet this area, which was developed before, I think, has no water. So I don't quite get that. So we're just going to branch out some water pipes, just to fill in that gap. So, Natural Disasters is one of those ones which I love the idea and I hate the idea. It adds an extra dimension to the game. It's something I always quite enjoyed in the same sort of vein with SimCity 3000. You know, you can build your city and you can get it ticking over nicely, but that's all there is to it. If you don't have disasters switched on, if you have disasters switched on, then that gives the extra challenge of responding to those disasters, rebuilding and recovering after them. So that's quite fun. In that way, it's quite fun. In the other way, you know, you see what you've built destroyed, and you have to rebuild it, and that can be quite difficult. Actually, over here wasn't too bad. This is low density, yeah, okay, I had to replace the road networks, and they're probably not 100% exactly the same as they were, but it's not far off. If the tornado had ripped through the city centre, it would be a very different situation. We've got a lot more going on over here. We've got motorways, we've got bigger roads, we've got slip roads, we've got this weird roundabout type thing, we've got university, hospital, police headquarters all going on over here. We've got high school, we've got a bridge over here. It's all very complicated, there's lots going on. So if the tornado had ripped through here, it would be a very different matter. And rebuilding would be a lot more difficult. But as it happened, it kept to the edge. So, I'm basically going to carry on as I have been carrying on, just tweaking the city, growing it slowly and gradually, edging the way closer to 30,000 people in the population, which is still a very modest population. It's certainly not a hugely busy city, a huge, massive metropolis by any stretch of the imagination. We're just going to keep on gradually edging the population up. Now, finances is interesting, which I've just looked at for the first time in ages because I haven't been too worried about it. 4.1 million in the bank is a nice, healthy bank balance. We do, for the first time in this city, for a long time anyway, seem to have a negative income or a deficit. And it's quite a significant one at 2,000. Now, what do you call the currency in this game? Dollars? I don't know. 2,000 currency units. Who knows? Someone knows. Someone will know what that currency unit is called. I don't know why that is. Is that because I spent a lot of money getting rid of all the damaged buildings and rebuilding the road network and putting in a replacement underground station? Maybe that's why, in which case we should see that recover fairly soon. I hope. But we've got a nice healthy bank balance, so a little dip in what's happening there is not in itself a major problem at this stage. Now, in terms of public transport, I have replaced my bus station with a green one. Where is the bus station? I lost it, and then I found it, and I've lost it again. There it is. So this is a biofuel bus depot now. So all the buses run on biofuel. Get my words out. Which means they are cleaner, and it means they are less noisy, which is good for everybody. We still have the problem, of course, that buses take up the amount of space that buses do, and getting them through this congested city centre is a little bit tricky. So that's still something that I need to think about and work on. I do have the metro network, which connects up to the city centre, which there isn't particularly busy, but here has always been busier. Let's see. Oh, sorry, wrong one. That's a person. No, go away, Sophie Parker. I don't need to know about you. 685 people in the last week, so that's relatively busy. That's not so much. I don't know, is there a maximum capacity of a metro station? I keep clicking on people. It doesn't say that a metro station can only serve, say, 1,000 people a week, which will be a ridiculously small number, I suppose, really, in reality, but I don't know how the game mechanics work in that regard. So I'd hope there's a lot of capacity to keep that growing. We can look at public transport and see if there's anything in that regard. So let's have a little look. What have we got here? Yes, there's nearly 2,000 or 1,900 residents per week on the metro. But again, it doesn't give me a... This is the capacity. Does it say anything over here? If I look at the busiest metro line, let's have a look at line 4. Also, we've got 6 kilometres, 607 residents a week, 12 tourists, vehicle count. The vehicle is full. I suppose we can increase the budget to increase the vehicle count. That might help. So where does line 4 go? I think I'd know this off the top of my head, wouldn't you? Okay, so that's sort of a loop right round to the outlying areas of the city. So let's increase the budget here to 150% and see if we can increase the capacity of that line. bearing in mind, I have a budget deficit at the moment. Oh, oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. What happened? It's just stopped. My game has crashed. This is the first time that's ever happened. My game has crashed. I am not impressed. Thankfully, I haven't done that much. What's my computer performance like? I've got to find I've actually reached the limits of this aging GPU for this game. This is not what I wanted to happen. This is going to be the broadcast of technical problems, as far as I can see. So we start off, we didn't have the game running. Or we had the game running, but you couldn't see it. Managed to get it running. And now we have a crash, and now we're just starting it all up again. There was nothing particularly complicated about what I was trying to do. I didn't think there was. I was just looking at a metro line, trying to increase the budget. To try and increase how many people we can accommodate on public transport rather than taking the road. So we'll start up again and we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, it's not the quickest game to start up, or at least it's on my system. My system is rather aging now. I am using spinning discs. I dare say an SSD would speed this up somewhat, but that's not in there at the moment. I do have an SSD for the OS, just not big enough for games as well. The games are all on spinning discs, and I'm looking at the discs at the moment, and it's going crazy. Running at 100%. So that might be something to address at some point. Memory, out of 16 gigs, we're using 12. So, alright, fine, 75% used. We've got some headroom. And the CPU is fine at about 40%. So, I wonder what knocked it out. GPU is being hammered, 100%. And this is what I was talking about last week with a plan to upgrade and get something a bit more powerful in the GPU department. Come on, game. Here we go. Right, we're back. We are back in the game. Right, so that was weird. I'm glad I hadn't really done much. It's just that water, wasn't it? So I'll just need to reconnect that water again. Let's just quickly throw some pipes in. There's over here something like this. Doesn't matter. It's not important in terms of exactly how it looks. There we go. That'll keep that person happy. And just for fun, shall we save it there? Every single time I do something, I'm going to be saving it. I've got this saved as a new save file labelled disasters on. That way, if I did want to revert back to the city as it was just before I put the DLC on, I can do that. But unless something major happens, I don't see that happening really. Right, so here we go. We're back. We're back in the game. Dare I try and adjust that metro line again? That's the question. I should be able to do it. There shouldn't be any reason why I can't adjust that metro line. Just looking at the processing stats, we're at 56%, 56% on the CPU, 14 gigs of memory. Could I be running out of memory here? That would be a shame. Because if this game is going to start using up all the memory, then we're going to pretty much be at its limit. Let me see. They're saying that the game's only using 6 gigs, so where the devil is my system using memory? Interesting. Got 14 gigs of memory used. The game is using 6. I have Firefox open, but that's only taking 400 megabytes. We can close that down, save a bit there. OBS is using 800 megabytes, not too much. Interesting. Right, well I'm going to try this line again, and we're just going to see what happens. So, Metro, overview. Line 4 we were adjusting the budget for. Although actually no, it's showing it's not at capacity, so maybe I'm not going to do that this time. Let's look at another line. Line 3 is the next most busiest because that goes all over the place. And again, it's not showing us at capacity, so maybe this actually isn't worth doing at all. The whole thing that I was going to do about increasing the budget is pointless. Now, we have a public transport alert here for the station. That will be down to the tornado that ripped through the place. So let's have a look at that. Trains, stops. So what's happened here is we had an interruption on the line because these two bridges were damaged by the tornado and had to be rebuilt. And essentially we've just lost the connection. So if I just move... No. Track the line. Come on. Right, why is that not connecting them? Is it this side? It doesn't want to know, does it? Okay, well what I do in this situation is I usually just delete the line. But okay, we're going to delete the line. I can't remember how. And then we'll recreate it. This has happened a couple of times for different reasons. So create a line. That comes over to here. And then it simply runs back again. There we go. Okay. That could probably have been simpler, but that keeps the trains moving, which is good. Anything that keeps public transport moving over cars. So with the Green Cities pack, I've got a few other options. Let me think what's going on in public transport. So we had the biofuel bus depot, which I've done. I thought there was some other stuff. I thought there was some interchanges. Metro station, that's all the same. Cargo train terminal, that's all the same. So I need to figure out what's going on with the Green Cities, because I thought there was a few more things I could do, unless I'm getting confused with the Mass Transit DLC, which I haven't got yet. But I thought there was things like a train metro interconnect, interchange, that's the one. Leisure. We got in here anything interesting? Nothing new. Nothing that I could see that looks new. Unique buildings is what it is. Look at those at some point. I've put a few unique buildings down at times, but nothing I particularly want to do. So yeah, so I need to figure out this DLC for the greener stuff, because I'm sure it wasn't just a biofuel bus depot that I could put down. What we've got here? Medical helicopter depot. These are new. Sports hall and gymnasium. That could be fun. What else have we got? A community pool. What's this? A yoga garden. And that's all for the moment. Under fire, I've got this Firewatch tower, which will probably be good for forested areas, so I might go and put one of those in. And a helicopter depot, which would be good if there's forest fires. Under police, I've got a police helicopter depot. I've got a few more educational options. Did I not have a community school? I had an elementary school. What's the difference? Small safe community school allows children to get education growing to educated adults, alternative to elementary school. Okay. Fine. It doesn't look that different to me, but what's the cost? 12,000 and 240 a week. 10,000 and 160 a week. There must be something different about it. Maybe it's an all-round education. We've got an Institute of Creative Arts. That's an alternative to the high school. That could be worth putting at some point. A Modern Technology Institute. Well, that could be a good idea. I might put one of those in at some point. Anything over here? What do we have? We've got a floating garbage collector, which lessens water pollution. That could be useful. And, hello? There we go. A recycling centre, which, incidentally, I think I actually put one of those in. I think that's up here. There we go. A recycling centre. I've got most of my waste disposal is up in this corner to keep everything pretty much out of the way. So that's good. Anything in water? What have we got here? We've got a water treatment. No, I had one of those anyway. Tank reservoir. There's a water reservoir for pumps and pumps more water than needs. The excess is stored in tanks. Okay. So that creates like a buffer essentially. A pumping service. What's this out? When there are flooded buildings in the city, the trucks travel as close to locations as can and fill their tanks with it, so they pump out floods. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment. Got a freshwater outlet, which gets rid of excess water, and we could use it to create lakes and ponds. All that could be fun. We've got an eco water outlet, which purifies water. Purity is reduced but not wholly gone. Okay, that's worth knowing. I quite like this freshwater outlet for creating lakes. That could be fun. That could be nice to play around with. Where should I create a lake? I could create a lake in here, just for fun. Let's just see what it does. Let's grab the water outlet and just pop it on here. Does it need power? I can't actually do too much here. I've got motorway running under this area. Yeah, it needs power. Okay, power. Let there be power. Am I going to flood everyone? Let's see. So we have water coming out. Oh no, not too much. Oh, there we go. What do these mean? Building is flooding. Okay, this was a bad idea. Why are they flooding? The water's here, not there. Alright, okay, let's demolish that.
Warning. Experts predict an earthquake could hit the
Oh no! Oh no! Earthquake. Okay, here we go. Disaster ahoy hoy. How long is it going to be? 9.6. This is going to be a big one. Come on. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh, we've got highway damage.
An earthquake is occurring. Don't panic and wait for help if you are in the affected area.
Look, we've got tears in the ground. It's going to go through the railway, is it? Are we going to be fortunate that this is actually not going to damage the city too much? We've got fires over in the industrial area. Okay. I think that's it. What's the damage? Fire services are responding. Good. We've got some demolished facilities over here. We've had a fire put out there. We've got some damage. Overall, I think we've come out of this pretty well. We've got a downed high school. Oh no, sorry, cemetery. We've got some damaged residences. We've got some damage over here, but it's just sporadic damage. We have got a high school down, and we've got some water out. Right, first things first. Let's sort the water. Got to get the water services running. Question is, why are they off water? We've got a lot of water off at the moment. What's going on? We've got damaged pipes somewhere. Basically, I've got to follow this pipe because it's one long line. If there's an interruption anywhere, well, there's actually two lines, but that's not quibble. This all looks fine. This is all connected, but here it's not. No, is it coming on? It's coming on. Maybe it's just an interruption. of some sort. It's not right, is it? Because that's... Wastewater is connected. I've got half a line. If you can see, we've got something out here. But it's working here. And then it sort of fades out here. That suggests the pumping capacity isn't there. Does it not? Yes, it does, because we've got to pump out, that's why. Okay, that's not a major issue. We'll fix that easily. There we go. Sorted. Right, all the water should come back on. That was exciting. I just need to see this water supply restore properly. Come on. Is it clearing? It's clearing. Right, water is back on. Let's get the road network connected up again. So we've got major problems here because everyone is waiting for the road to be repaired. So that will be a 6-lane road, one-way direction. Is it going to be happy just going over? Sorry, that's the wrong one. This one. And we're just going to span the damage rather than actually fill it in. Oh no, I've got the wrong one here, haven't I? 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 3-lane road. Why did I think it was a 6-lane road? Large roads. No, it's a highway. What are you talking about, you dope? Gosh, sometimes I am stupid. Right. Okay. Okay, right. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get it sorted. Oops. Nobody panic. A slight incline. No, I don't want to connect there. No, okay, right, so... No, don't want to connect there. Come on, right. Listen to me. Let's span over the railway, and then we just come back down. Okay. One road, reconnected. Let's get this one gone. I always have this little paranoia with disasters that as I'm repairing one disaster, another one's going to start. Let's hope I haven't actually jinxed it by saying that. Push the right button would help. Okay. Highways are back. Let's get the railway reconnected. Hopefully that will connect under there still. Oop, what's going on there? Is it going to connect under there, or have I done that too low? Is that connected? I can't actually see. No, there's a collapsed bit of track under there. Come on. There we go. Okay, right. Public services have resumed. What damage do we have over here, if anything? We've got a little bit of demolition to do, just to recover some stuff here. Hopefully not too much going on. All looks fine. The fires that were here have all been put out. No real damage there. I can't see any damage here. Does that look clear? That looks clear. Yes. Right. Good. And over this side we had some damage. Unfortunately, in the same area that the tornado did damage to. So this area has not been particularly fortunate. But this time, of course, it's a much more limited impact. Just have a little scan around. See if we can see anything. Oh, there we go. Is that a road damaged or is that property? That's a property. And this side as well. And this one as well. And population is doing fine, and we're almost back to getting the finances sorted, which is nice. Right, I'm going to rebuild a cemetery in there. Since that's what we had before. There we go, just tidying things up slowly. Can't see any other damaged properties around here. Oh no, I can. One over here, hiding. Where are you gone? There it is. This one. Whoops. Come on. Gotcha. Good. Good, good, good. Right. How are we doing over the city centre? That looks fine. We're all survived over here. No problem. Oh no, one property over here. That's fine. It's just a little one. Not fine for the people that work or live there, of course, but, you know, could be worse. Over here, we've got one down, residential property. Sort that out. A little bit over here by the station. Station is fine. That's a bit over here. Yeah, it's been very limited. The major damage here is the school, which is unfortunate. So we'll rebuild the school now. Because I've got the new DLC, I can put a different school in there. I'm going to make it a modern technology institute. Or have something good come up. Oh, no I'm not. It doesn't fit. How does that not fit? Fussy. Come on, must fit in there. Yeah, it does fit. Come on. I want it on that road. Can I not turn this so that it actually fits? Why does it not fit? If I want to turn it to align it to this road here, why can't I do that? Because as soon as I move it up, it says it doesn't fit. Yet, if I went to, what was it, this side? Oh. There we go, that side, it fits. I don't want it that side, I want it this side. You're just being fussy. Well, whatever. Maybe I'm being fussy. I only wanted it that side because the metro station is that side. If that's the entrance to the school, it made more sense to me to have the entrance next to the metro stop. But maybe I'm being awkward. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay. Good. Anything over here? So we were messing around with water outlets and I was flooding properties. That's what I was doing before the earthquake. But what I could do is some terraforming, just lower the ground level. Just for fun. Is that lowering or raising? I can never tell. Come on. Lower, 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 lower. Lower, 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 lower. It's probably an easier way of doing this. I'm just gonna, just for fun, create a little lake. Just because I can. I think. As long as I'm careful not to affect the motorway which runs under this area. So we're just going to go right down. Nothing massive. Really. Not really, really massive anyway. Right, let's see what happens then. So we can, in theory, create a lake using water outlet. So this is a new addition for me. Just going to see what happens. So whereas before I just plonked this on the flat plains, if you like, all the water just ran over here. My theory is that by having a depression, maybe water will flow into this depression and create a nice pond. Am I going to be right? It looks like I'm right, and the question is, will it overflow? There we go. It's a very thick looking water in this game. But it could be nice. It could be quite scenic. Why have I got roads on? I don't want roads on. But it could also be a disaster for the properties around here if it does overflow and start flooding. Right, we've got a problem with dead people being collected. The chirper seems to suggest we have. Also, just noticed some more stuff collapsed. I thought. Did I not see a destroyed icon flashing up somewhere? Maybe I didn't. We have a garbage disposal problem. I don't really know why that is. But that could become quite serious if I'm not careful. That money, when I said the money was about to go into positive, hasn't. It's dropped down again, so I'm slightly a little bit worried about what's going on with finances. The lake is full. Is it going to overfill? I bet it is. I could turn it off. But let's see. I just want to see what happens. Sorry, properties, if you get flooded. Yeah, we could just see it starting to edge over the edge. Edge over the edge. So I should probably turn that off. Okay, that's switched off and we've got a nice lake. Now the question is, does that dry out or does it stay there? If it stays there, it's a nice little feature and we can use that idea to create sort of scenic parks and things like that, particularly when we've got a motorway running under here and slip roads and all that. It'd be nice to have some green space. Well, they just say they're flooding. They do, don't they? Oops. Okay, so this maybe was a disaster. Let's raise the landscape a little bit here. It's a bit of a flood defence. Just a bit. Is that going to solve the problem? Will they dry out? Hopefully they'll dry out. Because that should be enough, in theory, to stop water just continually roll. There we go, that's starting to dry out, that's good. Just having a little look. As we see, it's still shimmering a bit here, isn't it? Just these two. Well, this one doesn't say it's flooded, but I'd say it is. Just on the edge. Okay, we'll come back to him. It's only one property. Yeah, now we've got a damaged icon over there, so this is the one I lost. So I'm just going to nip over there by keeping that in my sights. No, it's gone again. But it was over here. Where is it? There it is, hiding behind the turbines. Let's get rid of that then. Right. Now then. How's the rubbish collection going? Absolutely awful. So what is going on here? Just this street? Do we have a blockage on the roads or anything? Yes, I know traffic is busy. Oh. Yeah, it's just cut down and we've got high crime. We've got a police station around here, I'm sure we have. Put one there. Got another damage thingy there. So why is that? Interesting. No, hang on a minute. Is that sewage? Rather, that's sewage, isn't it? Rather than general rubbish. Yes, look, we've got no sewage connection. Okay, that's a problem. Why? What's going on over here? Where's the outlet there? Let's just turn on. Are we just over capacity? We could just be over capacity. Let's turn. I know it's polluting, but let's turn one of these on. And just see if that solves the issue. Yeah, there we go. The line is full, so we were just over capacity. That's all right. That's fine. Problem solved. That one is the garbage or rubbish or whatever you want to call it. There's only one house. They'll get their collection eventually. It's probably just stuck in traffic. Right. Good. Sort of progress. Money is dipping. We're going to go below 4 million for the first time in a long time, but we're okay. We're fine. We're ticking over. The population is slowly growing steadily. We haven't had a major problem with the earthquake and the tornado. Let's just hope nothing major hits the city centre. So I think that will be a big difference. Having to rebuild hospitals, universities, schools, they're the things that are expensive. Now then, I'm still bemused about what I had available for public transport, because I'm sure, not 100% sure, but slightly sure, that I had an interconnect, an interchange available between stations and metro. I'm sure I did. But I'm not seeing it under the transport options. Let's save this before something disastrous happens as well. Don't want to lose what I've done with another crash. So yeah, so where is that then? Where did I see? This is just parks and plazas. So it's not going to be in there. I can look, but I'll be surprised. What we got here? Oh, a fishing island. Okay, haven't seen this before. Tropical garden. Very nice. How have I seen that before? I'm not sure. Japanese garden, seen that before. Yeah, no, not much in sports. These are just knickknacks. Making my own park areas and things, so that's definitely not in there. And the only other place it could possibly be is in this unique buildings section. But why would you put anything to do with transport in there? Oh, cinema. So I'm a bit confused. I'm sure I saw that somewhere, and I cannot for the life of me find it now. What have we got in power? Oh, we've got hydro plant. Did I have that before? I might have had that before. Solar plant. I've got one of those running. What can I not have? Nuclear power. Not till 48,000. Got a while to go for that. A geothermal plant. That's cool. Does not pollute. Noisy though. Solar updraft. What's that? Warmth generated by sunlight is what powers this power plant. Warm air goes up, turns blade of fans, produces electricity, and has batteries. Okay. Well, we don't need to worry about power at the moment. Power at the moment is absolutely fine. Got plenty of capacity for power. I need to think about the water outlets though, because I don't want to be polluting the water too much. So, what have we got available? This is a eco water outlet, so I'll have one of those. I'm going to take that out, and instead I'm going to put an eco water outlet in there, and then I'm going to turn this one, whoops, I'm going to turn that off. And hopefully that one will take up the job. And that'll be a little bit cleaner. There we go. Not 100% clean, but cleaner as an emergency outlet. So if I look at the water, what have we got going on? So sewage treatment, it's middling. It's in the green, but it's not high into the green. So I could install a new one of these, a water treatment plant. That's a 60,000, that's 160,000. That's significantly more capacity. I think for now I'm just going to stick with that, stick with what we've got, because the money is just a bit all over the place at the moment, and I don't want to spend overly unnecessarily. I'm just going to leave that going. Yeah, so finances are just sort of hovering up and down. They keep dipping and then climbing. I think it dips when I build. I would guess that's the case. We've got another demolished building over here. Yes, we have. Where did it go? There it is. Was that in the earthquake? Does it say? Collapsed. Just says collapsed. Building has collapsed. Wait for disaster response to visit all boulders. Oh, disaster response. Haven't got a disaster response. Where do I find that? That's a good question. Ah, disaster services. I didn't see this. Disaster response unit. Ah, I should put one of those in. Okay, let's put one of those in. And I didn't realise there was a destruction sort of map, which makes it much easier to see what's going on. Because now I can just scan around, because these ones I missed. Oh, isn't that good? Little things please me, but it's nice when you discover these things that make life that little bit easier. Come on, you want to demolish that little one there. There we go. Any others? Yeah, one hiding there, because they do sort of get hidden away. That looks like all of them, I think. Yeah, over here. No, so we've got a couple here, and I missed these completely. Any more for any more? I think that is the lot. Right, disaster response. Now, that needs to be well connected. I don't really want to take out my park here, so but it sort of makes sense to be on the motorway, but then that motorway gets congested here. Maybe it should go near the station. It's going to be a big redevelopment if I put it in over here, but it's nearest to the station, not that I suppose that matters, apart from people going to work. And it's on the road network quite significantly, so what's occupying that I cannot destroy? Let's look at zoning. That's all offices. Why can't I build it there then? Where did I see that? I've lost it. There. Okay, I can build it there. Right, this is the problem. Oh no, there we go. Ah, there's a metro station there, I see it. Okay, so let's put it in here, so we don't take out this row of offices. There we go, disaster response. That could be useful. What else do we have in here? An emergency shelter. Citizens can live in their shelters, that's good. Almost indestructible. We've got a large shelter if needed. We've got a radio mast. We've got a tall mast. Earthquake sensor. We've got a tsunami warning buoy. We've got a weather radar. Deep space radar for those pesky meteorites. Okay, well let's build a large shelter while I have the money to do it. Let's not build it right by the river, just in case. But, right, where's the tube station? There. It's a very congested underground area. That's the only problem. Put it in here. Okay. Good. That's new. I like new stuff. You can drive into your emergency shelter. Well, that will create a lot of congestion then, wouldn't it? But, okay, fine. I suppose they need to stock the supplies. So we've got a metro station connecting up to it, so that's nice. Every time I click on a metro station, I manage to get a person instead. Let's look at the public transport situation. Do we have any buses running around here? Yes, we do. So we should have a bus stop on this line. Let's put it here. Oh, I could actually run it into the shelter. Okay, fine. Into the shelter it goes. Nearly at 30,000 on the population, which is nice. But money is still an issue. We can draw evacuation routes. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about that too much at the moment. I mean, I'm just guessing at the moment that my money is dipping because I've been building these expensive facilities. Schools, disaster response, evacuation shelter. They're not necessarily cheap, are they? So I'm guessing that's why my money is dipping at the moment. So hopefully we'll start... If I stop building these expensive things, because how much was this? 74,000. This costs 1,600 a week. Maybe I should have thought about that. Turns out there is a price you can put on resident safety. The disaster response costs 15,000 to install and is costing 640 a week, so it might be that I can't actually afford to run these. We'll see how things go. At the moment, it might mean I have to up taxes. I haven't upped taxes once in this game yet. We'll see how it goes. We've got 3.9 million. It's not like I'm skint. Oh, bear with me. Doorbell. Hello, I'm back. Right. Apologies for the break. Doorbell. Did I miss anything? I thought I paused the game, but I didn't. Everything's still ticking over. No disasters while I was gone. Good. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Money. Yeah, So at the moment, so things are settling. We can see we've got minus 240 where it was minus 2,000 earlier on. Whew, I'm out of breath. Don't run up the stairs. Yeah, so my concern was that the money had dipped because I've been building expensive stuff, and I was worried that maybe I'd put some expensive things in terms of weekly costs and I wouldn't be able to afford them. The money is going in the right direction. Hopefully we'll start seeing that go into the positive, which we are going to see it go into the positive, because there we go. Plus 13, whatever currency units these are. So that's good. We're okay. It's nice to have this huge reserve of money, because when I do get these dips, it means that I'm not really having to worry too much. So when we do have a disaster, and I have to rebuild schools, I can't get my words out today, and the like, then it's easily done. My lake's going down, is it not? Is it drying out? I'll have to pump some more water into it. Right, what do we have a demand for? We have a demand for residential. We haven't done any expansion of this city really, apart from the facilities, so let's do some building. What have we got over here? Right, we've got some residential, we've got some commercial, we've got office industry. So let's put some residential in here and try not to flood them. Right, try and hook up, I think, to this junction here to minimise traffic. Just bring the road out and around, I think. A nice little angle. Oops. Okay, that's fine. And then should we hook up to the road that goes around for the station? Let's. Right. More residential. Check the water supply. They are all on the water supply, which is good. Is that not developing? Because I could change that to residential as well. There we go. Okay. But what I will probably do is leave this area in the middle here as a nice bit of green space. Maybe put some footpaths in. I've got the same sort of idea over here. It's just a nice green space. Footpaths, places people can go walk. It does hook up at various points. It's just a nice place to breathe, if you like, particularly with a motorway nearby. Don't want to build residential stuff right up to the motorway, even though I have a motorway going right through here and this is residential over this side, so it's not like I've not done it before. But I think, yeah, with a lake there, if the lake is sustainable and will stay, footpath going around it maybe, should we do that? Where was that? Was that under landscaping? I think it was. Yes, it was. So I could take a footpath. Let's have a freeform footpath rather. And just bring that around. Like so. And can I connect into there before anyone builds? Probably not. Be nice if I can connect straight down there, but it doesn't look like I can. There we go. Okay, sorry to the people that just built their house, but I wanted a footpath in there. Good, that's nice. I like that, that's pleasant. Right, we've got a motorway slip road here, which isn't particularly attractive, but there's not much I can do about that. I could bridge it with a footpath, but I don't actually know. Can you bridge things with footpaths? Probably with a pavement path, I would guess. Yeah. But I don't suppose you can do it with this one. Let's see. Oh, you can. Oh, that's exciting. Right. Not too much time left now. I do have other things to do, unfortunately. As is always the case with this game, it ends up being a bit of a time sink. And before you know it, the hour that I'd allocated to play has absolutely vanished, but it's been a bit of a learning experience, this one. We've had one disaster on the stream. We had the earthquake earlier on, and that was my second disaster. I had a tornado off stream yesterday. So we've recovered from both of those nicely. Slight difference in the landscape now. Got a big chasm here, but we've bridged it with the road, so all is well. I'm going to leave it there. You know, the landscape gets scarred. The landscape gets scarred. Population is growing. We'll leave it on stream for a second. Let's just get to the 30,000. I'm running out of storage space on my computer. I need to address that as well. There we go, 30,000 people. So we've had a modest increase in population, which is nice. We've had a new residential street put in, which will contribute to the modest population increase. Demand isn't too high now, but we do have moderate demand for commercial and industry, so I'll address that next time. And we started the construction of a new green space over here, which will be quite nice, with this artificial lake with a path running around it, and this will need to be expanded a little bit, I think, to make something that looks quite nice and attractive. Put a few trees in, a few rocks, those sort of things. Make it nice. In terms of pollution, let's have a quick look and see how things are doing over in terms of... Well, let's look at pollution. Yeah, ground pollution 5%. Obviously, at the water outlets, that's the worst offender at the moment, so that really should be addressed at some point. But all the water is being taken in from up here, so it's not the end of the world. We've got ground pollution over here. This is the legacy industry, heavy industry, and garbage disposal. So that's understandable, but it's out of the way, so that's all fine and ticking over nicely. Who's covered in education? Lots. Yeah, looking good for elementary coverage, although we've got a gap down here. I'll need to check how much residential there's. Yeah, a little bit of residential here that isn't covered in elementary education. Down in this area here, and I'll need to think about what's going on over here, because we've got school here, but no coverage here, so that needs sorting. High school coverage is a bit better down here. It's not too bad here, although we just miss out this corner. So we're not too bad on high school apart from over here, so that is fine. University, well, yes, you have to travel to the centre of university. I'm not building another one, just because these people are a long way away. They'll just have to get on the bus and deal with it. The library is... We've only got one library. Maybe another library would be nice. We don't have a huge amount of usage on the library. Healthcare. Everything's ticking over down here. Most are covered with some form of healthcare, which is fine. Little bit of a gap down here. So maybe a community health centre might go in over there. Death care is nicely covered. Pretty much everywhere down here. So we'll say that's all fine and tickety-boo. And let's just look at the traffic. We always look at the traffic as one of the last things I look at because it's a little bit depressing. It's absolutely awful in the city centre. It has been for a long time. We've got all the buses coming over here because we've got major facilities in terms of the university and the hospital. So, yeah. Still something to think about. Over in the industrial area over here, this is also extremely busy as we've got the rail cargo terminal over here, and we've obviously got a lot of industry, and we've got a number of junctions, probably too many junctions, which is why we've got such congestion up there, so something to think about at some point. And the mess that is stuff that goes on underground, well, I'll just not look at that because that's just, it's becoming a very tangled web of goodness knows what. So we're ticking over nicely. Things are going well. I'm going to save the game at this point before another disaster happens and wipes out everything that I've done. I will come back and do more Cities Skylines at some point. Not sure when. I've got some other things to play as well. I have got the pixel art style platformer Horace, on the go, so that will reappear on the stream at some point over the next week. I've also just bought Mark of the Ninja from Steam, another one that was on sale at half price, and I have seen other people play on Twitch, and it looks quite fun, so I'm going to give that a try. Probably try that on stream as well. Anything else? Oh yes, I've got to go back to my retro gaming, Magic Land Dizzy. Go for part 2 of my playthrough of that, where I've rescued all of the Yolk folk at the moment, and I just need to collect all the diamonds and get to the end of the game for the first time ever. That's my retro game that's on the go at the moment. So there's a few things that will be coming up on the stream over the hopefully over the next week or so. I tend to stream, if I can, 10 AM on weekdays for about an hour. It's all work dependent, so that may change, but keep an eye on twitch.tv/BG2019UK or on Twitter at BenPlaysGB, and I will usually say what's going on either or both of those, and I'll do an announcement of when my next stream will be. Make sure you hit the follow button. That helps a lot. If you haven't done so already, please hit the follow button and make sure you hit the bell notification icon as well. Make sure you get the notifications on your Twitch app when I go live, and you can carry on with all those things that I've just mentioned that I'll be doing over the next week, and also more City Skylines when it next comes up. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, hopefully I will catch you again on another stream. Thanks very much, and catch you next time. Bye-bye.